Hello and welcome to 10-Minute English with Open English. I am Teacher Chris and today we are going to learn the most important phrases to use while travelling. Did you know that English is spoken by 1.35 billion people in the world? Imagine travelling the world with 1.35 billion people and not being able to speak English. In today's world, it's so important to learn English so you can enjoy your next vacation problem-free. This is a must-watch video for anyone who loves traveling, so make sure to send it to your favorite vacation or travel buddy. In today's video, we are going to discuss some essential phrases to use at airports and hotels. Stay tuned until the end so you can practice with me and be the best English speaker that you can be. But first, if you are ready to start speaking English, you can click on the link below for more information about all of the amazing benefits at Open English, including live classes, interactive videos, a built-in dictionary and translator, professional English, and more. Traveling is an amazing experience which broadens the mind as you see incredible new sights, experience new cultures, eat the local food, and more. All of these amazing advantages, one could assume there are no negatives to traveling, right? Well, unfortunately, the airports and the hotels can be frustrating. There are flight delays, a lot of people in a rush, lots of different queues to wait in line, and more. And this becomes even more frustrating if you don't speak English. I remember flying to London from Madrid and being absolutely terrified of missing my flight as I didn't understand what was going on due to not speaking or understanding the language. Not being able to speak the language also meant I was terrified to ask someone for help because of embarrassment. However, in the end, I was able to find the correct gate and board my plane. How? Because even though I was in Madrid, Spain, everyone who works at the airport speaks English and were able to help me. So that brings us back to today's video. With the phrases you learn today, you will always be able to ask for help at an airport during your next travel adventure. So let's begin. The first thing most people need to do when arriving at the airport is check in. So if you are in doubt about where to check in or which queue to be in, you can ask somebody the phrase, "Where is the check-in desk for British Airways or Vueling or EasyJet? ¿Dónde se puede hacer el check-in con British Airways or Vueling or EasyJet?" When you have found your check-in desk, the member of staff will ask you these questions. May I see your ticket? ¿Puedo ver tu boleto? May I see your passport? ¿Puedo ver tu pasaporte? How many bags are you checking? ¿Cuántas maletas tienes? Did you pack these bags yourself? ¿Hiciste estas maletas tú mismo? Do you have a carry-on bag? ¿Tienes una bolsilla que llevarás al avión contigo? Now the first part of your airport experience in English is done. Next, we go through security. So which phrases are we likely to hear going through security? Do you have any change in your pockets? ¿Tienes monedas en tus bolsillos? Do you have any keys or metallic objects? ¿Tienes llaves o objetos metálicos? Do you have any liquids or medicine? ¿Tienes algún líquido o medicina? Take off or remove your belt. Quítate la cinturón. So now that we have passed through security, all that is left is to find the boarding gate and board the flight. The first question would be, where is the boarding gate? ¿Dónde está la puerta de embarque? And also the time you need to be there. When should I be at the gate? ¿A qué hora debo estar ahí en la puerta de embarque? You might also want to make sure your flight is not delayed. Is my flight on time? Mi vuelo viene en la hora correcta. Maybe you have a lot of time before you need to board your plane, so you can ask, is there somewhere to eat? ¿Hay algún sitio donde se pueda comer? With these phrases, navigating your way around airports while on your travels will no longer be a problem. Do you want an even more extensive knowledge of English to use while traveling? Don't forget, at Open English, we have group classes as well as private classes. In the private classes, you can decide what the native English teacher teaches you. Why not focus on English to use while traveling? Click on the link below for more information about Open English. So let's move on to another scenario where it's important to know English during your hotel stay. Although you may prefer to stay in hostels or Airbnbs, these important phrases will work for the majority of these accommodation scenarios. When I was living in China, I stayed in a hotel for the first week, and my life would have been a lot easier if I had known some basic Chinese phrases. For example, I remember one night where I was very thirsty and I wanted to ask the receptionist if the tap water was safe to drink, or if there was a shop open nearby to buy some water. Without these basic phrases, my options were to try and find a shop in an unknown city or drink tap water, which could make me ill. Luckily, I chose to try and find a shop and I was successful. I say luckily because I found out the next day that it was not safe to drink tap water in China. However, when I was staying in hotels and hostels in Mexico, I knew the common Spanish phrases, the language primarily used in those vacation hotspots, to make my stay easier. I was able to ask where the shops are, where the buses go, and what is safe and unsafe. So, with that in mind, I want to help make your stay easier in hotels around the world that speak English. Very similar to the airport, the first thing you will need to do when arriving at the hotel is to check in. Some larger hotels will have many different desks to confuse tourists. So we can ask the following question. Where can I check in? ¿Dónde puedo hacer el check-in? It is very likely you have already booked your room in advance. So when checking in, we would use the phrase, I have a reservation under the name Hughes. Tengo una reserva con el nombre Hughes. Once you have checked in and you have received your room key, your next task will be to find the room. The hotel staff will probably tell you when you check in and use these phrases. Take the elevator to the second floor and turn right. Toma el ascensor al segundo piso y gira derecha en el pasillo. Or, take the elevator to the fourth floor and turn left. Toma el ascensor hasta el cuarto piso y gira izquierda en el pasillo. Now that we have checked in and found our room, the only phrases we need are general inquiries that the hotel can help us with. Where is the swimming pool? ¿Dónde está la piscina? When are the bed sheets washed and changed? ¿Cuándo se lavan y cambian las sábanas de la cama? What time is the room cleaned? ¿A qué hora viene el servicio de aseo? You might also want to ask hotel staff for information outside of the hotel. How can I get to the city centre? ¿Cómo puedo llegar al centro de la ciudad? Do you have any restaurant recommendations? ¿Tienes alguna recomendación de restaurantes? Are there any areas that might not be safe? Hay algunas áreas que no están seguras. So now you have learnt 10 new phrases for your hotel stay. So write these new phrases down so you can stop worrying about communicating in English and enjoy your next vacation. Now, what better way to reinforce your learning than with a quick quiz to revise the phrases from today's video? How many can you remember? Imagine you are in an airport in New York. How would you ask to go to this place? Where is the check-in desk for British Airways or Vueling or EasyJet, etc.? How will they ask how many of these you have? How many bags are you checking? How will they ask you about this bag that you take with you? Do you have a carry-on bag? Now that you have arrived at your hotel, how do you ask where this place is? Where is the swimming pool? How do you ask when these are washed and changed? When are the bed sheets washed and changed? How many people got 5 out of 5? Whether you got 5 out of 5 or not, remember that at Open English, we have classes online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with native English teachers to help you master English in any situation. Click on the link below in the description and sign up to our platform today. I am Teacher Chris with Open English. Thanks again and have a great day.